Hey, 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 my illustrious Paswa Snappers. Oh, yeah, today is your slice of Yogatry. Today we'll be talking about silence, the power of silence. Here goes. I wrote you something. The quiet is a riot deep in my thoughts. It's a jungle of trouble sometimes. I get over myself down there. It's hypnotizing when the waves are rising, floating remotely through a magnificent quote. We sleep at the scope and get tied by a rope. Slippery slope and cactus sting. Prickly, it's a bit tricky, so I tend to think quickly. What used to be gold can tend to be lost in thought. Silence. I want to know what you guys think about silence. Anything you feel inside of you, whether it's loud, screaming, quiet, or a riot. I want to know exactly how you feel and how you think right now. Love you guys.
Cut off the sound and give me the silence. Let me sit with nothing but the open air so I can hear that even here among the fear you remain near. Through it all, you remain near. Cut off the sound and give me the silence.
A little while ago, another poet asked me for the name of my abuser. They said this was to protect their friends, so I told them. I didn't want to. I thought I had to. It's just that I have heard so much about survival, like I should not lie. If I am going to cry wolf, I must name it. Don't be another girl making another mountain out of another molehill. I have heard so much about strength, so much about how the voice is a redemption, how to speak is to heal. Sometimes I feel like everyone just wants the resurrection story out of me. The parts of my survival I know how to make useful. I am so ashamed of all that which I do not say. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to write a poem about it. I don't want to tell my mom. I don't want anyone to look at me like I am brave or like I am a little bird with a broken wing or to look at me at all. Sometimes my heart is breaking and other times I am just tired. I have spent so much time at war with my silence. I have forgotten everything she has done for me. When I was terrified to speak, when my abuser was in the audience at a slam, when they talked to me after, when my silence met theirs, when this poet demanded a name of me, when my stomach was nothing but a mass of fear and obligation, my silence took my hand, squeezed it gently as if to say, you owe them nothing. I am here if you need me. Speak only if you want to. So to you, quiet child, who have kept everything just inside your mouth for whatever reason, I see you. Even when you say nothing, I believe you. I believe that you are scared. I believe that it hurts. I believe that it happened. I believe that you loved them. I believe that you didn't. I believe that you still do. I believe that you are confused about forgiveness and justice. Believe me, quiet child, you are doing nothing wrong. There is no right or wrong here. There is only your choice. You speak when you are ready. I promise. Your silence has not set a caged beast free. You did not release a monster. You survived one. Trust me, quiet child. I know of a girl before me. I do not blame her silence. I do not blame her. My silence hears this poem, looks at me teary-eyed and says, I say, I'm sorry I hated you. I always thought you were the weakest part of me, the part that needed the most forgiveness, but no. You are the first one who never asked me to prove anything, the only one who believed me before I spoke and after. And now, when my silence takes my hand, I squeeze back. I say, I know. I say, thank you. And I mean it.
A guide has entered this life in silence. His message is only heard in silence. Take a sip of his precious wine and lose yourself. Don't insult the greatness of his love, for he helps all those who suffer in silence. Polish the mirror between the breaths. Go with him beyond words. He knows your every deed. He is the one who moves the will of heaven in silence. Every thought is buried in your heart. He will reveal them one by one in silence. Turn each of your thoughts into a bird and let them fly to the other world. One is an owl, one is a falcon, one is a crow. Each one is different from the others, but they are all the same in silence. To see the moon that cannot be seen, turn your eyes inward and look at yourself in silence. In this world and the next, Don't talk about this and that. Let him show you everything, shining as one in silence.
I've always prided myself on being an honest person. But I have decided that I will not speak unless I can say the complete truth. This has made it so much harder to talk about the things that are really important to me. Samantha, I wouldn't change a thing about our prom night. Not even my ridiculous powder blue tuxedo. That's right, I rocked it hard. But I have spent so many wishing that we could have had a different ending. I have lost track of the number of times I called you crazy, and every time I did, I was so of myself. Do you remember that night when we watched the meteor shower and you put my hand on your left breast and you offered me? I still can't. All I could say was, Dad, you are the of I have ever met. Thank you. I wouldn't be half the I am today if it wasn't for you. Do you remember you said to me the first time I came home with a broken arm? You said, Jared, why don't you just... And I did, Dad. I have spent the rest of my life trying to... so that you would be of me. If I ever have kids, I'm going to make sure they know one thing. I'm going to make sure they know. And it's all because of you, Dad. The first time a woman told me that I was the only fat man she had ever wanted to fuck, I could only say, I almost married her. By the third woman to tell me that I was the only fat man she had ever wanted to fuck, I knew to say, I think a lot about the other women, about the ones who never told me why I was desirable, and that if they did, they'd say, you see, the thing about the truth is that it is almost never one thing. I just want to be an honest man while still leaving room for all of the answers. So how come every time I try to hold the truth, it... Thank you all very much.